Okay, we've just gone along at 37.50. It's Monday morning. First trade of the day. A little bit would have liked to, on the 1500 tip bar chart, I would have liked the market to hold at this resistance line, so we kind of broke above it in pre-open, and then I often see kind of a bounce on these levels within kind of a quarter point, usually on the upside, but we kind of fell through it pretty quickly here. So it's not kind of a classic kind of bounce off a resistance become support type trade. We've got professional blue bars kind of down here on the 1500 tip bar chart, not at the extreme though. A little bullish divergence kind of going on here. Just hoping for a little bit of a cyclical turn to catch this and just ride it up. Just looking for 2 points. So we're long at 37.50. Okay, it's just a couple of minutes later, and market kind of initially moved in our favour, which was kind of good. It had a little bit of kind of weakness here. We kind of pushed down, but this little pattern here on the 500 tip bar chart was kind of useful. You can see we're kind of pushing down, testing the lows around 370, and this little push down was an amateur push down bar, and you can see it was also on the 1500 tip bar chart. That's a test bar, and then you also got a signal, a no supply signal at that point. So that kind of gives you some kind of confirmation that that 37 level is probably likely to hold, and we'll get a little bit of a run up. Next place that we'll get some resistance is either coming into this kind of cyclical support level that might become resistance, or which might kind of coincide with the cyclical turn on the 500 tip bar chart. But I'd like this to run all the way to a cyclical turn on the 1500 tip bar chart. But let's see. But that's kind of this little pattern here. You often kind of see that on kind of tests of a new uptrend. Mind you, we kind of just run into a rainbow pattern on the upside here, which is coming into a cyclical turn. So we need to kind of push through this to the upside. Got my target at 39.5, but I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Whether I want to get hit up that or hold it a little bit longer. Okay, we just got taken out at 39.50. That was for 2. And I'm glad to be out. Not going to hold that any longer, although we are kind of heading up to a cyclical turn on the 1500 tip bar chart. But you can see we had a professional blue bar kind of coming on the 500 tip bar chart. Plus, we've got a little bit of cyclical resistance kind of coming up here. So lucky to be taken out on that 39.50 mark. And there might be a better kind of re-entry to go long once we get a cyclical turn on the 500 tip bar chart. But let's wait and see how this plays out. Just a couple of minutes later, we're back up to 39.25 at the moment, and didn't manage to re-enter on this cyclical support level that kind of came in here, which would have been a great little trade. But the reason I didn't enter was didn't see any blue professional bars even on the 500 tip bar chart. And although there is a little rainbow pattern there showing that the amateurs are kind of getting short, and this whole move down was being driven by the amateurs, you can see on the 1500 tip bar chart here. We had all these kind of confirming indicators, bullish divergence on better momentum, little rainbow pattern here, move being led by the amateurs and so on. But because I didn't see a professional blue bar kind of down here to signal that the professionals were kind of getting back long at 37, I didn't take the trade. So pity about that one. I'm just wondering, now we're coming into a cyclical turning point on the 1500 tip bar chart here. So at these highs, kind of retesting of this 39, 30, 1240 type level, we're going to see the professionals kind of come in on the 1500 tip bar chart and kind of head back down. So wait and see. Okay, I'm just short at 38.75. Just checking stops and targets. The not a classic kind of entry here because I don't have any blue professional bars on the 1500 tip bar chart, but we did have some on the 500 tip bar chart kind of coming up here. We got cyclical turning points on both of these time frames. Kind of exhaustion or flush signals on these time frames again. Kind of come back in, bearish divergence. And starting to have kind of bearish divergence on the 4500 tip bar chart. So just wondering if the next kind of run to the downside is going to be down to this cyclical kind of support here, back kind of testing 34.36, which would be nice. But as I said, didn't get kind of any blue professional bars on this cyclical turn up here. We got the cyclical turn in there. A little bit kind of overbought at this point here, but that would be nice to see some kind of professional activity up there. Okay, I just came out at 39.25. Just didn't like this activity down here. We came into 38.37 type level. So this is the chart I want. And we had this amateur down bar here. And when we bounced above the high of that bar, didn't particularly like that, because it didn't have those blue professional bars on the 1500 tip bar chart. Just decided to come out. So it's a loss of half a point on that trade. Just wait and see the next setup. Okay, now instead of just reversed and gone long at 39.25, checking my stops and targets. The reason for going along now, we're kind of coming into cyclical support here in the 4500 tip bar chart. We've had no blue professional bars over this whole sequence on the 1500 tip bar chart. So the last kind of signal that I was kind of, can trade off is these blue professional bars kind of coming into the lows here. And this amateur bar here, we had the Rambo pattern here. I talk about this with kind of trend direction or little tells in the market. When we get little tells like this with kind of amateur bars at the lows of moves, you get them on an uptrend. You tend to get the professional bars on the highs as the professionals are kind of taking profits on the way up, and then the amateurs kind of getting wrong-footed, just seeing the trend. Seeing these breaks back down as actually beginnings of downtrends, and in fact they're just kind of coming back to kind of support. So when we tested here, that kind of shows that there's potential uptrend, and this test down here on an amateur bar, again exactly the same thing with an kind of testing this kind of trend line, and we kind of broke above there and went the other way. Now we've had a little bit of a test with a blue professional bar on the lows here. So what I need, I'm in a fraction early I think on this one. What I need is kind of confirmation that the high of this bar is kind of taken out. So if we go back up to 39.25 and 39.5, that'll give me some confidence that this is a good place to kind of re-enter the market, to be long the market at this point. So there's another blue professional bar kind of coming in on that little bit of weakness there, which is the same kind of thing. So then we're likely to find support here on the 4500 tip bar chart, maybe break into an uptrend above the cyclical resistance up here at 39 and almost 40, 1240. And once that happens, then we'll be away into an uptrend and we'll get a little bit of a stronger push to the upside. But that's all I'm looking for now. Break up to 39.25, 39.5. That'll give me confidence that we're in an uptrend move. Okay, literally 30 seconds later, that's exactly what we got. So we got blue professional bar kind of all the way kind of come in here at 39. We had another one on the 1500 tip bar chart. Broke above there as soon as we got, a quarter point or a half point above those highs there. That kind of gives you confidence that that trade's in, that we got kind of this uptrend is in. So these kind of amateur down bars here, and then testing of the lows, professionals coming in, gives me good confidence that this is now an uptrend. We're about to break up above 1240. Professional blue bar kind of just came in at 1240, so maybe a little bit of professional kind of profit taking there, or we're kind of getting ready to jump the creek, as it were, above 1240, and another blue professional bar kind of coming on the 4500 tip bar chart. So I'm hoping this will break into an uptrend and we'll kind of test these highs. Okay, I just came out at 40.75. I was looking for 42.25, but just didn't want to break kind of a lot higher, and we're getting all kinds of kind of bearish divergence patterns and so on. Probably should have been thinking about getting out a bit earlier than I actually did, just because normally when I see kind of exhaustion buying signals like this on the 500 or the 1500 tip bar chart, that's my kind of cue to get out. I suppose I was just hoping to hit this 42, keep on going and hit 42.25. Just want to show you this though on this trade, the way you can use these kind of amateur bars on these lows. So you can see here these last two kind of signals down. This is where I reversed and went long at 39.25. And you can see the kind of the testing down by the amateurs here. Once again here, third time here, fourth time here, and you might even kind of call this little test down here another kind of amateur test bars. So on the lows there of an uptrend, you can see how the amateur bars can help you kind of identify an uptrend. And all of a sudden on the we're starting to see amateur bars on the upside, because you can see here a rainbow pattern here up at the highs. So it's starting to change a little bit. So I doubt it's going to go a little, on this particular push, it's not going to go a lot past 41.25, I doubt. But anyway, so there we go, we're out at 40.75. Okay, just gone short at 40.25. Just a few minutes later, after kind of coming out, we just had these kind of blue professional bars kind of coming on at 41 up here. Really just looking for one point to kind of close me out for the day. A little bit of a kind of counter trend move, but my guess is that we kind of hit a little bit of exhaustion here. We need a little bit of a retrace. And although we're coming into a cyclical turn on the 500 tip bar chart, we've got a little travel, a little play to go on the 1500 tip bar chart. So I've had exhaustion buying, bearish divergence signals here. All I need is just one point to be out and done. Okay, I just came out at 39.75 just for a half point. Wasn't worth holding through this. I was really kind of trading against the trend. We've not had real kind of exhaustion at this point, although we've got an end of trend warning signal on the 4500 tip bar chart. I think we're still going to kind of test the highs a little bit, and the reason for getting out is we're coming up to a cyclical turn here on the 1500 tip bar chart. A couple of blue professional bars kind of coming in at the down kind of support area here. So I don't think I'm going to get taken out at 39.25. I was just looking for an extra point to finish off the day, but when it doesn't come easily, and I know I'm kind of trading against a little bit of a trend here. I'm not going to hang around, so I'll just get out for a little half point. So 1, 2, 3, 4 trades for the day. 2 points, a half point loss, 1.5 point gain, and a half point gain. So I think that's 3.5 for the day, and I'm happy with that. It's 10:16 in the morning. Market's gone kind of a little bit quiet, so I'm not sure if we're going to set up for a strong kind of trending move today, but I'd rather be out just with a little bit of money in my pocket.